Hey guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so today we are going to be working on repairing your credit. Okay, a lot of you all are having a very, very hard time with this government shutdown, and I completely understand and I sympathize with you. So, what I want to do is I want to do as much as I can to help you guys out during this difficult time. One of the most important things that you all need to focus on and I want to help you with is your credit. Your credit is very, very important, and we're going to get into exactly what you need to do to start working on your repairing credit. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and go on Facebook on my laptop because I understand that. Hold on 1 second. Oh my gosh, I have so many. One thing I don't like, y'all, is when I open up my Facebook on my laptop, it literally opens up every single thing that I do on my phone. It's crazy. Anyways, so I want to be able to make sure that I'm able to see your comments, see your questions if you have anything while I'm going over this. Listen, if there is no other sign that you're going to take, it should be the one that's affecting your family currently, which is if you are impacted at all by this government shutdown, whether you are an employee for the government and you're not getting paid, or whether you are someone who uses government assistance and you're unable to access those different benefits that come with being on those assistance, you need to fix your credit. The reason why I keep saying that, I know you guys probably saw my video I did on it previously, is because if your credit was right, this wouldn't impact you. And the reason why I say that with the utmost confidence is because when your credit is right, you have access to credit that you can spend to help bridge the gap while things are working out. You have, 1 second, sorry y'all. You have access to be able to, if you got to go ahead and get a loan while things are figuring, whatever out in the government, you'll be able to get that because your credit is right. Credit and having amazing credit opens doors that you are not able to open because your credit is not the best and it's not where it needs to be. So again, I want to make sure that you guys are understanding. This is the reason why I'm going live in the first place. I want you all to really, really, really focus on repairing your credit. You depend on it. Your family depends on it. It's really no other option. So, for some reason, sorry y'all, it's just so much going on with this Facebook thing. It's just so, it's just not right. Okay. All right, so first thing is first, right? I want to use this board, but I am fearful that you guys may not be able to read it because there is no option, unfortunately, for me to flip the orientation of how the screen is. So, yeah. Let's see, you guys. Unless, 1 second, y'all. I know what I can do. I can just do it this way. Okay. That should help you guys out, and I'll just look on my laptop to see if there are any comments. And of course, there is a delay. All right, cool. Credit Talks with Coach Dime. You know what it is. All right. So the first thing that you want to do to work on your credit is take notes, ask questions if needed. You want to pull your credit. You are unable to understand exactly what is going on with your financial state, right? Outside of your bank account. Obviously, look at your bank account, you see how much money you have or don't have. But I'm talking about when it comes to your ability to be able to get leverage or if whether or not you even have any leverage, right? You have to pull your credit report to see what it is that you're working with. Now, a lot of people will tell you guys that it's okay, you pull your credit, from Identity IQ, pay the subscription, or use smart credit, or whatever the case. The reason why I highly advise against you using that to actually file disputes for your credit is because, for one, a lot of those different softwares don't report accurately to, and we're comparing it to what the agencies are actually reporting on your credit. That's number one. Number two, if you have to, for whatever reason, escalate your situation, meaning hold the agencies accountable for what they are doing or not doing, you cannot use your third-party software to help you solidify your claim. So it's honestly a waste of time and money if you ask me. But if you want to go ahead and get, credit monitoring services, by all means pay for it. But don't use that as the end all be all for you to go ahead and file your disputes. And I just found this out. Please do not file disputes online with these companies that allow for you to dispute these accounts online. You are waiving your rights, a lot of your rights, okay? And we don't have time today to go over all those rights that you're waiving, but do not file disputes online, okay? One of the biggest things that I want to let you guys know is that by you filing disputes, outside of you waiving your rights, they also restrict you from being able to choose exactly what your disputes are even about, okay? They limit all those things, so yeah. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay, so pull your credit report. So you're like, okay, so if we don't use those places, where do we pull our credit reports from? I'm glad you asked that. You're going to pull your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com. Now, what I love about Annual Credit Report is the fact that it's absolutely free. I mean, who don't like free, right? That's one thing. The second thing is, when you are looking at your credit reports that are directly pulled from annualcreditreport.com, they give you a lot more details. And you guys would notice this if you were to pull your credit reports from, let's say, one of the credit monitoring services and then compare it against what you pull from annual credit reports. It's going to be a very big difference, not only in the fact that, yes, it's different software, so it's formatted differently, but also you find a lot more room for error on your annual credit reports than you would on any other software or reporting files, if you will. Okay? Make sure you guys are, if you have any questions, let me see. Okay, no questions so far. Thank you all so much for joining me and being on here today. All right, so let's keep on going. annualcreditreport.com. Your next thing that you need to do, very important, okay? You got to analyze this thing. You have to analyze your reports. All three of them. Now, I understand that a lot of people will rather have someone else do this part for them, right? A lot of you guys say that you don't have the time, you're too busy, whatever reasons that you have to try to seek for someone to do this for you. I want to first say that you cannot seek my assistance to do it for you. Okay, right now, all I do is teach. In the future, I may be looking into opening up a done-for-you service, and it will not be me specifically working on your credit. I will have a whole team. But again, that will be something that's down the line, nothing that I'm going to advertise at the moment, right? So I would rather teach you how to repair your own credit. For one, if in the event that, let's say that you go ahead, you hire someone, you get your credit reports clear, okay, cool, but that life start happening and your credit is back to square one and possibly even worse than what it was when you first got the services. Now you got to repay all over again. Well, The difference between you paying someone and not, and learning how to do it yourself, is that if you ever get into a situation where your credit is now low and you got all of these negative accounts on your credit report, you know how to fix it yourself without having to pay anyone else to do it. You know how to get your own results. And if you have family, friends, co-workers, so on and so forth, you're able to help them, and hopefully for payment, because I wouldn't be doing anything for free now. But you're able to help them repair their credit as well, and now it's a whole domino effect. So you see how much more impactful and how much more, I would say, better it would be for you and anyone else who's connected to you if you just take the time to learn how to analyze, pull, repair all those things on your own versus paying someone else. I'm absolutely not against for you guys to pay credit repair agencies and specialists and all that. I'm not against it. I'm just letting you guys know that, for one, I don't do it, take clients, and for two, it just gives you a lot more, it helps you in the long run if you learn how to do it yourself. All right. 3. So what? No, not 3. Let's go back to analyzing your credit reports. Again, we're going to look at every single credit report and only focus on the negative accounts. As we're going through this, you're going to actually notice that you're going to see a lot of the things that I tell you, which are examples for what you want to kind of mark or notate as being incomplete or inaccurate. You're going to see those same kind of marks on your positive accounts. So it's going to be like, wow, all of these accounts are inaccurate and incomplete, truly. But the difference is your positive accounts they're helping you out. So I would leave those alone completely, right? Despite them being, inaccurate and incomplete. Okay? So analyze your credit reports. You're going to look for these things. Let's say that you are going through your negative account and you start to see, it don't matter where you see this stuff at, y'all. It don't matter. You analyzing your credit reports and you see these. These are dashes, also known to be labels for incomplete data. This is important for you guys to understand that this means it's incomplete. So when you're wondering, you're like, okay, I know that I have to find inaccurate, incomplete data. What does that even mean? How do I know what I'm looking at? This is incomplete. This is an incomplete marker. So where you're going to find these kind of markers at is if you're first looking at the account, you're going to see maybe next to the date open, you'll see a dash. Maybe next to the last payment date, you'll see a dash. Maybe in the payment history, you'll see dashes. That is incomplete data. You want to go through each and every section, notate what section, what accounts you are seeing these markers at, because this is what you're going to use to help you put your disputes letters together. Okay? So we got incomplete together. The next one is going to be inaccuracy. So you'll probably be like, all right, I got incompleteness. Now, what is considered to be inaccurate? Well, let's say that, and I'm going to go over a couple examples for inaccuracies, okay? So this is the payment history. All right, so we got March, April, and May. These are the months of the year. And then what we have here is 60, 90, 30. And it's definitely important to know that this says this, and this says this. Okay. One second, y'all. So I have okay. So February, March, April, May, June. This is the payment history again. Now, what this is reading as, which is why it's such a huge deal, that you all understand how many things are just going over your head because you don't know what's going on here, right? You just think it's normal. So what this is saying is that in February of whatever year, you paid your payments on time for that account. However, in March, you happen to be 60 days late on that same account that you were just paying. You were paid up, you were on time, all of that. Everything was good with the account in the previous months. But somehow, some way, you became 2 months behind only 30 days later. Now, when I'm explaining this, it's probably like, that don't even make no type of sense. Exactly. It doesn't make sense, which makes this entire payment history to be inaccurate reporting. But I'm not even done, though. So we got into how there is no absolute way that can be legitimately stated or supported that will say, yeah, you can absolutely be 60 days late after you paid and was on time 30 days prior. No, that doesn't work like that, right? So if you were late 30 days, it should be reported right here instead of it being 60 days, okay? So that, again, is inaccurate. Well, since this has started off inaccurate, these are automatically inaccurate just based off of this reporting right here. But let's get more deeper into this. So you're 60 days late in March. That makes you 90 days late in April. Well, then now you're 30 days late in May. There is no way. So on top of the fact that you cannot be 60 days late in March, there's no way that you jump from being 90 days late to being 30 days late. How? Now, there is a caveat to this. So let's say this was actually reporting accurately on this side, right? And the reporting jumped from you being 90 days late to you being 60 days late. The only way this would be accurate, which is, it doesn't happen often because I talk to a lot of people, okay? So for all the people that I've spoken to, had conversations with and all of that, I have not heard this happening a lot, okay? So that's a good thing for this scenario. The only way this would be accurate is if you made a payment to make it go down to only being 30 days late. So you had to pay 60 days worth of payments and only have a 30-day late balance on this account in order for you to actually be 30 days late. So you paid just enough for you to avoid going into the 120-day late marker and to avoid you having to possibly have this account charged off. You paid it all the way down. That's the only way that would be accurate. Otherwise, if that didn't happen, if you know for a fact you stopped paying and your last payment was actually February, you know for a fact that's true. All of this, inaccurate. Okay? So, another inaccurate example, I'll keep that on the board so you guys can see that. Another inaccurate example would be, show my face a little bit, guys, so it's not just the computer or just the board you guys are seeing. Okay.